Hi everyone, Christina here. Welcome to another video at my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be using some stamps that I just received in the mail. I ordered them from Simon Says Stamp and I was excited to use them. So the first stamp I'm using is the multifaceted 3x4 stamp from Winnie and Walter. I'm going to be doing some watercoloring on top, and I thought I would do some heat emboss resist. So I've prepped my watercolor paper with my powder tool, and then I'm stamping that multifaceted stamp with Versamark ink. And I'm going to put some Hero Arts white embossing powder on top. This means that after I heat set this and melted the embossing powder, it's going to create a great design that's going to resist any wet medium that's put on top. So as I color with the watercolors, it's going to resist any of the areas where I've stamped. So today I'm going to be using some Zig Clean Color Real Brush Markers, and I've used these markers in the past just a little bit for hand lettering, but I've never really watercolored with them. So this is kind of like my first kind of experimental piece with them. And the thing that I discovered that was really kind of neat is that unlike some other watercolor markers, you can really work the edge of the coloring away. So for example, sometimes when you color with distress markers, you can see where that line is where you've drawn, and you can't get a really smooth transition away from the darkest area. But I discovered with these that they're a little bit easier to go back in with color when it's wet, and then you can really spread out that color and get a really good fade. So that's something I really like about these markers. So I'm going to turn on some music and speed up the video. After all of that watercoloring was complete, I just sped along the heat process or the drying process with my heat tool and then cut this out. I decided not to use my paper trimmer because I really wanted to make sure that I had a really even margin around this entire image. So I'm just using my T-square ruler. I'm not even using the T-square end, just the ruler part, and a craft knife to cut that out perfectly. The card base I'm using today is some Fog cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and this is going to be a top folding card. I initially planned to have the card be an A2 card, but I'll cut it down to a smaller size later, and I'll let you know what that size is. Now I'm going to be using the Hero Arts wood grain bold print background. This is one of their new background stamps from Leah Griffith. I think it's so pretty. You guys know I can't resist anything with wood grain. So I'm going to be embossing with this stamp again. So I prepped the whole card with my patter tool, and I stamped that background stamp in Versamark ink and then applied some more Hero Arts white embossing powder. And then I heat set this until it was melted. And surprisingly, the card base didn't really warp too much. I was really surprised. Sometimes you have to be careful with that. So I took a strip of some Basil cardstock vellum, some 40-pound vellum, and stamped Thank in the Vaulted Letters stamp set from Hero Arts and Leah Griffith. And I stamped that in VersaFine Black Onyx ink. That's a pigment ink, so it stays wet just a little bit longer than a dye ink would. And then I put some clear embossing powder on top. This is some Ranger Clear Fine Detail Embossing Powder. And then I wrapped that around my little watercolor piece here, and I put a little bit of Tombow Extreme adhesive on the ends of those strips, so that it could wrap around and adhere to the back side of that watercolor paper. And by the way, that watercolor paper is Strathmore 140-pound cold press watercolor paper. It's my favorite watercolor paper for card making. I wanted to include the word "you" for thank you in a die that I've cut out. And so I have this die that's from Simon Says Stamp that says "Praying for You," and the word "you" is quite small, and so I thought I would use the "you" from that. After I cut it out with some Nino Solar white cardstock, I realized that I actually wanted it in black so that it would really play off that dark color of the word thank. So I temporarily adhered that to just some white paper that I used to cut it out with, and then used some Simon Says Stamp black ink to change the color of that die cut. I added a little bit of Tombow Mono adhesive just on the very top of that word, and it's going to adhere to the very bottom portion of that vellum strip. So just press that down right below the word thank. And then I cut down my card base so that it's actually 3.5 by 5. This is a 4-bar card, so it's a little bit smaller. I thought that would be a fun new dimension just to try out. And that is the card for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching today's video. I appreciate every time you guys tune in and leave comments and thumbs up and likes. I really appreciate it. On screen right now are the 3 card videos that I've uploaded most recently. So if you want to check out some more card inspiration, click on those. And thank you again for watching. I will catch you guys on Monday for a new video.